So today, as in April 2nd, we start the day off with Linda's, what's it called, sweetie?
It is savory prime meat with savory teriyaki sauce, pineapple and onions over a bed of brown rice with broccoli and yellow bell peppers topped with a little bit of mozzarella cheese.
And you can actually see the steam coming off of it. And we don't have a lot of time today. We're going to try to make it to the Kimbell Art Museum. They're having a public viewing of the actual building, or a few of the buildings. And we have to be there by 2, so we have to eat our stuff and we'll be on our way.
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
All right, welcome to the Please Subscribe show. It's about April 2nd, 1:41 p.m. We've got a little less than 20 minutes to get to the Kimbell Art Museum. And Linda's going to talk about what's going on.
Hello. Well, it seems like every Saturday for the next month or two, you can get a public tour for free on Saturdays between 2 p.m. and 3. And they're going to discuss the architecture of the two buildings, which is one museum.
I'm passing Camp Bowie through right now, so we should be there about 8 minutes ahead of time, meaning eight minutes before it actually.
It's free. I don't know if it says free. But the two architectures were Louis Kahn and Rizzo Piano.
So there's different ways to get to the Kimbell if you're kind of up by the Hewlin Street area. You can take Hewlin Street and just go right into Camp Bowie, which is what I'm going to do. If you're by the Camp Bowie area, this is Camp Bowie right here. Can't really see it, but where it says Uncle Julio's, that's Camp Bowie. And then we'll just take Hewlin Street, go through this little neighborhood, and then finish up by going right down Camp Bowie, right into the Kimbell. Be there in just a minute. I call it World Market, but we've been here. It's also called the Chapel Hill. It's a little lot that has Central Market and, you know, restaurants like My Cucina. There's that New York, Slice of New York. So there's also called a Slice of the City.
Yes, a Slice of the City. That's what it was called.
And through those trees right there, you can see Pho. So it's Pho Noodles and Grill right next to the Beverly Hill Rejuvenation Center right there. And anyway, the reason why I showed that is because right here is Hewlin Street, which will be just going through this little neighborhood. Now, if you've got a band or you like play music and stuff, in that actual neighborhood right there, there's a house there that will host you as a musician. And you usually get, you know, a small turnout of maybe 20, 30 people that will show up in like a little living room, very intimate situation. Don't remember the address of the house, and I don't even remember what it's called, but I know it's a house and it's somewhere in this neighborhood here, and they do host musicians and artwork too. So you can actually bring your artwork there and display your artwork in one of these houses, and music too. You can do your music. It's one of these streets right here. I might come by and remember the name of the street. If I remember the name of the street, then I'd be able to find the house. But we'll see. But we're still headed to Kimbell right now to see if we can get the opening of that, of the free tour. Still calling these dogwood trees. I don't really know the name of them though. They're white trees with a white end on it. And this right here is Camp Bowie. We'll turn right there and it'll lead us right to the Kimbell. And they also call it on the bricks because a lot of Camp Bowie is actually on bricks. So when you're actually riding, you're riding on bricks right here. says here the cultural district, so it's right past the cultural district. That's when we'll pull into the Kimbell Art Museum. We did do a modern art museum of Fort Worth vlog. We did a couple of those, or probably about 4 or 5 of them. How many did we do?
Oh, we went twice.
Yeah, 4 of them. Oh, we went twice?
Yeah, we went twice.
Okay. But this one is just Kimbell, so we're sticking to the Kimbell this time. Originally, we were supposed to stick to the Kimbell the first time, but we got sucked into the Modern Art Museum.
I think the second time is where I lost my driver's license outside. We went twice. They had nothing going on the second time.
And that happens quite a bit with Linda, too. I think we've gone through maybe 6 driver's licenses.
It could have been the Jesus Deli. No, not 6, but thank you, though.
At least 5. Because we've reordered a lot of them online.
Okay, whatever.
She changes her name frequently. No, I'm joking. This is an old antique frost bank. Well, it used to be a movie theater. This right here, they turned it into a bank. You can obviously see that was a movie theater a long time ago. And also everybody knows that UNT moved a medical center right in here. Now, a long time ago when I was a kid, I lived in apartments that are now the Modern Art Museum off of Darnell Street. So they basically made everybody leave the apartments and turn it into a Modern Art Museum. I had to find a place by TCU. But right back here by the CVS right here used to be a place we called the Shuffle Mart, because old people would go there and they would shuffle their feet on the ground to pick up groceries. Now it's a CVS. I forgot the original name of the grocery store though. But we nicknamed it Shuffle Mart. It's like a Piggly Wiggly kind of thing. And you can see the tell-in, or the really, that's pretty much the Scott Theater. That's the proscenium of W. Scott. And I've actually performed there. One time I played Apollyon, which is pretty much like the devil. And the other time I played Christian, which represent Christian, Pilgrim's Progress, and John Bunyan's story. Actually, I only played Apollyon there. I played Christian in Dallas. Maybe that could have been my only performance there. I believe it might have been. It was a few performances where I played Apollyon right before my honeymoon. And then right there is Amon Carter, where they show the horses. And whenever you're turning here, you can clearly see downtown Fort Worth. This is a famous road, or it's famous to us, known as West 7th Street on the other side of Camp Bowie, or runs parallel with Camp Bowie. And this will lead to basically Amon Carter. It'll lead to Kimbell Art Museum and the Modern Art Museum too. And the Science and History Museum, which I called it something different the other day. There's Amon Carter, which is a great museum if you like Western art, old Western art. Over here to the right is basically where they show horses. Like, we're talking show horses big time. That's the Will Rogers Memorial Center right there. And where we're going today is the famous Kimbell Art Museum, because they're having a public showing of the actual building, which they'll talk about. And the cool thing is about all this is that there's actually free parking for the Kimbell, which is located right down this way over here. And you can see another shot right here of the actual Kimbell Art Museum. This goes back way in the early 90s with me. I used to be a skater and stuff like that. We used to go here and kind of skate, which was highly illegal, but we do it anyway. And when you turn here for parking, you'll get tempted to run into this building, which is a great building too, which is known as the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, which I used to live in apartments right here back in the day, but not anymore. They're really cool apartments too. Oh, no buses allowed. And I guess we'll just go to our regular parking spot right here where we usually go. And I would suggest to bring your own water, or at least get some water on the way. I just filled up this from this geyser water, which you can get for about $1 at a grocery store, because it can get real hot, especially in the summertime. Don't dare come here without any water if you're going to walk around. So we're here in the parking lot. We just want to say on the Kimbell is the guy who created, his name was Khan. So we go, Khan! It's from Star Trek.